A train was pulling into the station when Jack suddenly jumped down from the platform, but the death he was expecting never came. The wheels screeched to a halt just before hitting him. Frustrated, Jack tried to stand up. The next second, the train lurched forward again. Moments later, Jack was still alive, but what awaited him was far worse than death. The sickening crunch of his bones was drowned out by the metallic grind of steel on steel. His screams echoed through the empty subway station. A curious passenger stepped forward to look, just as the third train rolled in. The most horrifying part, even though Jack's body had been mangled beyond recognition, he was still alive. Worse yet, his flesh was rapidly regenerating. Utterly broken, Jack had no choice but to crawl out of the tunnel, his body trembling with every step. The truth was, Jack had no idea how he'd even gotten there. His memory began with an empty bus driving him into the desert, stopping at a crumbling abandoned gas station. An old man seemed to be waiting for him there, but gave no explanation. Instead, he quietly drove Jack toward the city. After what felt like hours, the car stopped in front of an apartment building. The old man handed Jack a key and told him his room was at the end of the second floor. Before leaving, he reminded Jack not to forget to report to his new company the next day. Jack had no idea what any of this meant, but looking at the cozy, fully furnished apartment and the fact it was free, he decided to stay and figure things out later. The next morning, he arrived at the company the old man mentioned. To his surprise, everything seemed perfect. A top-notch office, kind colleagues, a generous boss, and an easy job that required only checking some basic numbers. His boss even paid him in advance. Jack was stunned. It felt too perfect to be real. During his lunch break, he sat down to take a better look at this unfamiliar city. That's when he noticed something strange. There were no children on the streets. None. All he could feel from the people around him was coldness and detachment. Then he noticed something chilling. Hanging from a fence by the roadside was the body of someone who had jumped from a building. It was a disturbing sight, but the workers nearby showed no emotion. Passers-by didn't seem shocked or curious. It was as if they'd grown used to it. Jack felt an eerie sense of dread settle over him. After work, he went to a bar to unwind, but there, he discovered something even stranger. No matter how much he drank, he couldn't get drunk. 10 shots of whiskey later, all he felt was the urge to use the bathroom. At first, he thought something was wrong with him, but inside the restroom, he overheard others complaining about the same thing.